Good evening, and welcome everybody. Welcome to the Network Marketing Wealth Mindset Mastery. My name is Brian and Madison. It's a pleasure to have you guys all here tonight. And tonight we're going to be chatting a little bit about the industry of network marketing, the mindset that's required to operate at a very high level, and some daily and weekly methods of operation. So this should be something you can use for your team. You can use for a training tool. This is just a give back webinar. So I put the chat in the link. If you want to share this, feel free. This is not a charged event. It's just a give back webinar. So feel free to copy that in the chat. And I'm going to dive right into that. Again, if you registered for this, this will be recorded and we will be getting this out to people that registered. So I'm going to go ahead and click the record button and we'll get started here. So the first thing I want you guys to understand about anything is that wealth is about 95% mindset and only 5% what you do. And whenever I share this slide with people, some people look at me like a deer in the headlights, like that can't be true. And I'll prove it to you. I'm going to show you some slides here. Pretty much any success in life is about 95% mindset and only 5% what you do. And if anybody here has ever been a stock trader or seen the New York Stock Exchange, you'll see that there's traders on the floor and they're all trading stocks, right? And there's probably thousands and thousands of them, right? And you have the New York Stock Exchange, the London Stock Exchange. And even people that day trade from home. So you can be a stock trader like these guys here and these women here, or you could be a stock trader like Warren Buffett, right? Same industry, same vertical, different mindset. Let that one really sink in, right? It has very little of what to do with the industry and almost everything to do with mindset. And think about realtors, right? If anybody here is a realtor watching this, a lot of people is, probably millions of realtors around the world. And it's not the vertical of the industry, right? It's the mindset. And if you think about Grant Cardone, he's in real estate. Now, love him or hate him, right? He controls about $1 billion in real estate. It's mindset. It's mindset. Same industry, same vertical, different thinking, different mindset. That's what thinking is, right? Most people are not thinking. Mental activity does not constitute thinking. And think about the industry we're in, right? Network marketing. About 150 million network marketers around the world and growing very rapidly. So you could be one of those 150 million in network marketing space, or you could be like my friend Alex Morton here, who's earning, I think, just south of 2 million a month. And think about this, right? He's 29 or 30 years old, trains with Bob Proctor, which I also train with Bob Proctor. So same industry. You guys are all in network marketing, most of you. But different mindset, different results. So when I tell you that it's 95% mindset, it wouldn't matter if it's network marketing, real estate, or basket weaving. It's mindset, and that's what we teach at the Mindset Masters is mindset. So let's chat a little bit about the industry. There is a massive global ignorance, although it's shifting, about the network marketing industry and what it is. There's over 200 billion a year in services and products moved in the network marketing industry. It's bigger than Amazon. Right, think about this, over 200 billion a year in the industry that we're in. There's more millionaire network marketers in the world than there are millionaire realtors, right? Now, not real estate investors, but realtors. More millionaire network marketers than millionaire realtors in the world. So think about this, and it's a recession-proof home-based business, right? Whatever it is, you guys are working from home, it's home-based. There's over 40 million people in the United States recently got either laid off or terminated because of this pandemic we have going on. So home-based businesses, all of a sudden, they sound pretty good. And all of a sudden, some of the people you might have talked to 3 months, 6 months, or a year ago, they might be all ears. So the reason I'm so passionate about the network marketing industry is because it really led me to the lifestyle I have today. The information I learned from meeting my mentor, Bob Proctor, at a network marketing convention allowed me to scale my construction company from $1 million to 10 million in 12 months. It allowed me to become very good friends with Bob Proctor and start a consulting company, a global consulting company. Maybe the #1 recruiter in my network marketing company and the #2 earner. All right, and I don't say any of this to impress you guys, just to impress upon you. I have all these businesses, a software company, clothing, gaming, right? All because of the industry of network marketing. It's kind of like a gateway to entrepreneurship. When people get into network marketing, they start studying for their mind. They study their industry. They learn to public speak sometimes. They learn to present. For those that are treating it like a profession, it rewards like a profession. And most global thought leaders actually recommend network marketing to build that initial wealth. If you talk to a Tony Robbins, if you talk to a Bob Proctor, a Robert Kiyosaki, people like Richard Branson. I'm talking billionaires. They are huge fans. They will get on a stage and speak about the network marketing industry to build that initial wealth, because there's very little investment, almost no investment really, to start a business in network marketing. And in most cases, you have national or global distribution. You don't have any inventory, no overhead, no stress, right? There's no hiring and firing. There's no employees. There's no HR. And you can build a 6, 7, 8, 9-figure business. I have colleagues that have built 9-figure businesses in this space, right? So a professional network marketer doesn't have much of a challenge out earning like a professional doctor. Now, there's not that many professional network marketers, and that's something to be talked about and to be studied on. But think about it: it's not that hard for a network marketer to break 6 figures a month if they're a professional, but that would be very difficult for a professional surgeon or a professional lawyer or a professional anything, right? So think about this. In network marketing, this is where you can learn leadership, public speaking, teaching, coaching, training, all while you're getting paid, right? Think about that. I often coach network marketing as a 4-year college. Take 4 years. A lot of you probably went to college and you spent a bunch of money and you weren't getting paid, and you might have learned to make 50 or 60, maybe 100 grand or something, right? Somebody that takes network marketing seriously for a 4-year period, like if you think of the first year as your freshman year in college and you're going to get paid a little, but you're going to learn a lot, and you have consistency and you study your craft, you study your skill, and then your sophomore year, you're starting to get paid pretty good, maybe even might have some options about whether you need to work or not. Your third year, your junior year, now it's like you're really got some options. In your fourth year, like I said, 5, 6 figures a month is not uncommon for people that are consistent though. Now, most people aren't consistent, but this wouldn't matter if it's network marketing or real estate or anything else. It's just people in general aren't consistent. So this is not a lottery ticket. I would never profess to say that, but it is a highly leveraged, very inexpensive, no income ceiling type of a model. So the reason why I went through that with you guys, I want you to understand the industry you're in, because people are not buying your particular company. They're buying you. They're buying your vibration, your enthusiasm. What does it feel like to be in your company? What does it feel like to be in business with you, right? And the fact of the matter, guys, is 96% of the world's wealth is controlled and earned by 1% of the population. I want you to really think about that for a bit, right? 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the population. And why do you think this is? Like, why such a skewed number, right? And the reason is because we're simply not taught to build wealth in schools. And I'm not here to beat up on schools. I have nothing but admiration and respect for school teachers because they're working in a broken system. It's about a 110-year-old system. It's never been really updated. And if you look at like the automotive industry, I mean, we were driving horses back then, right? So if you look at any other industry over the last 110 years, it's drastically improved, but not the educational space, right? We're simply not taught decision-making. We're not taught self-image, right? The image of a business owner, a global business owner, a national business owner. We're not taught wealth building. We're not taught simple things like real estate, like save up a few bucks, go get a 3-family, live in the first floor and rent out the other 2. You could teach that to a teenager, right? And they could take all the money they were going to spend in college and start a real estate investing career. Now, I'm not beating up on colleges either. It's a great place to network, but it's not the best place to learn entrepreneurship. You learn mostly how to be an employee. And again, there's nothing wrong with that either, unless your dreams are to really have no income ceilings, right? So we're not taught any of these things, and we're not taught paradigms really anywhere. And so we're going to focus a little bit here on paradigms so I can share with you guys really what this is and also how to identify them and maybe how to shift them a little bit. You've probably heard of a paradigm shift before, but if you don't know what a paradigm is, what are we shifting, right? So guys, a paradigm is just a fancy word that we use to describe a set of mental programs that have almost exclusive control of your habitual behavior. I'm going to say this a few different ways. Right? It's these. We have mental programs when you're born. You're born a blank slate. You don't have the program called speaking or walking, right? So we're born wide open. We're born in ignorance, which just means not knowing. So a paradigm is all the mental programs that are stored in your subconscious mind from birth that are controlling all of your results. Think about this, right? And I want you to think about this like an operating system in a computer. Your subconscious mind is identical to an operating system in a computer. It's a data storage center. And it's 1,000,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind as a data storage center. Whatever your native language is, if you're speaking English, right, you never chose to speak English. That was just spoken around you, and it got stored as a program when you were born. But there's a reason for this too. I want you to understand, because once these programs are in there, they're very, I don't want to say difficult, but you have to understand how to remove them and replace them. Smoking is a paradigm. It's not a physical habit. It's a mental program expressed physically, right? And building a company is also a set of programs. So we have all these programs from birth and our parents, and unless your dad was Warren Buffett when you were growing up, you probably didn't learn wealth building. You probably went to school and learned how to be an employee, just like me. I was rowing the same boat of ignorance for 43 years. And I went to grade school and high school. I went to a technical high school, and I was very blessed to get into the General Electric company at 17 years old and go through their engineering program. But there was no dream to that. There was no rhyme or reason or a choice. My environment kind of pushed me there. And like I said, I'm very blessed that that happened, because it was a great start to life. But it wasn't like a Tiger Woods story. At 5 years old, he was, swinging golf clubs, and he had that vision of being, the world's best golfer, right? I didn't have anything like that. And most of you probably haven't either. Most of the world doesn't have that. Those people are what we call unconscious competence, right? So we want to understand this a little bit. Walking is a program that you learned when you were younger, and you needed mentors to learn, right? Your parents were mentors. They hold your hand, they would move your feet, they would encourage you. So if you need mentors to walk, something as simple as walking, why would you think you're going to build wealth at any kind of a high level without mentors, right? And like I said, smoking is actually a mental program. It's not a physical habit. It's a mental program expressed physically. And since the program is rooted in your subconscious, which is 1,000,000 times more powerful than your conscious, where you're saying, I want to quit. We grab the cigarettes, we go to the store, our bodies move into motion doing all these things, and we don't even want to do it. That's how strong habits are and paradigms are. So we have to understand what a paradigm is if we're going to change some of these behaviors. If you have physical behaviors that are not serving you, like, if you have any kind of a health condition or a weight condition, these are programs, and more than likely, it's not your fault, right? If you grow up in a household where they're not eating properly, you didn't choose to do that. And these programs get stored, and then you struggle for the rest of your life battling weight issues, right? So the beautiful thing is we can change this at any time, whether it's financial, health, fitness, whatever it is, we can change this at any time. And today we're going to talk about network marketing and wealth building, but everything we're talking here could be applied to anything: relationships, physical fitness, spirituality. We're going to focus on finance, because we find when you move the needle with finance, everything else tends to change as well. So wealth building in itself is a program. It's a set of programs. And most of you have a vehicle called network marketing. That's all. It's an outlet. It's a channel to build through, right? And what you need is a set of programs that'll make you successful. We're going to give you some here tonight. We're going to highlight how you got the ones you got, and also how to change some of them so that it can serve you better. All right, guys. So I want to start off and really highlight to you that there's no good or bad or big or small. I'm not saying I'm any better. I'm just more aware, right? And there's levels of awareness. I'm going to give you some examples here so you can understand, because as we go through life, we're always gaining levels of awareness, sometimes in a bad way, sometimes in a good way. And $50,000 a year in earnings is not good or bad or big or small. It just is. It's a level of awareness. And there's nobody that's earning $50,000 a year because that's what they want to earn. They're earning $50,000 a year because that's what they're aware of how to earn. Right? Think about this. Some of you have core businesses, and you might even hate your jobs, but you're doing them because you have a family and a house and kids, and you have responsibilities, and you get into network marketing to try to ease the pressure and maybe build something up on the side, hopefully replace the income, get the life of freedom. Or you might dabble in real estate or a whole host of things, right? And it's the same thing, $100,000 a year, right? That's just a level of awareness. Nobody's earning $100,000 a year because that's what they want. They're doing that because that's what they're aware of how to do. And it wouldn't matter if it was 250,000, right? If you're at 50K a year or a month or a week, it doesn't matter, and you want to get to 250K, those are just levels of awareness, right? And so on and so forth. And as you look at this, you'll see here that $500,000, $1 million, even $5 million a year, $5 million a month. There's no such thing as big or small. What you got to decide is, what do you want? Now, if you're thinking 100K a year, like maybe you're at 40K, well, if I could get to 100K, well, then that's what you're going to move towards. Most people just don't think $1 million a month, so they never get there. It doesn't even enter their mind. And I want to ask you a very logical question, right? How would you ever get to $1 million a month if it never even entered your mind? Think about this. People are basing their goals based on what they think they can get, but they're not even aware of who and what they are and how to create, right? So 5 million a month is an awareness. It's a level, it's a place, right? And it's not hard or easy or big or small. It would just be a decision and over time. And here's what happens. If you do a few things in network marketing, I'm going to give you just a few things. If you do these things consistently, you'll start to increase your level of awareness. You start to recruit more people. More of those people start to duplicate. You start to rank advance. Oh my God, we got momentum, right? And as you're studying for your mind and you're studying in the industry and you're taking action, you'll see these levels of awareness over time. And most of you have experienced this in some way, shape, or form. You start to connect the dots. And the next thing you know, you hit your goal. Now, most of you are probably setting small goals based on your current level of awareness. I teach this inside of corporations too. I was working with the AAA corporation this week, and I highlighted to them, it's like you're setting goals of 10% growth. A stretch goal will be 20%. Like you're not even thinking 10x. You're not thinking 10 times the sales. You're looking at last year's sales. That's like looking backwards to run forwards. Unless you want to duplicate last year, I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. Does that make sense? You want to focus your energy on what you want. And that's what we teach here, right? So here's the thing. You hit your goal and you'll realize, man, I could have set my goal here. Guys, when I tell you there's no such thing as big or small, there's no such thing as big or small. The earth itself is not big or small. It just is. We have conscious awareness and relativity, and it's not to compare it to a golf ball or the universe that it becomes big or small. Does that make sense? Guys, type a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. I really need you to understand that piece. 100K a month is not big or small. It just is. It's what do you want, right? It's the awareness. It's the relativity, right? If you're becoming aware of what it is you want, you start to play with this stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, I've never actually made a decision to get to 100,000 a month or whatever you want, 20,000 a month. Don't make my goals your goals, right? Our current goal is 10 million a month through multiple revenue sources, right? And that's not big or small. It's just something that I want. So think about this. And I'm going to give you some more examples here. And guys, I want you to play along at the chat. I want to see if you're awake here. And if you've seen this before, no cheating. I want you to take a look at this picture and tell me what this is. What does this picture represent to you guys? What does this picture represent when I show this? Obviously, it's a cute baby, but what does this represent to you guys? I've had people say innocence. I've had people obviously say baby. What do you guys think this looks like? Gerber? Love? Yeah, unconditional love, innocence, future. Yeah, guys, this is you. This is you at your current income, right? This is you at your current income. And it doesn't matter if you're new or not. It doesn't even matter what industry. It doesn't even matter what your income is, because Warren Buffett's earning $37 million a day in dividend interest alone. So this is you at your current income, and it's not good or bad. It just is, right? And I want you to think about something. When you were a brand new little baby, 2 months, 3 months old, right? Your parents could have put your clothes right next to you on the floor, and they said, hey, little baby, have at it. Go ahead and get dressed. And, you know, you would have bobbled your head maybe a little bit. You might have drooled or something. You would have looked at the clothes. You might have chewed on them a little bit, but you're not putting those clothes on, right? We would have even used the word impossible. Impossible for a brand new baby to do something as simple as putting clothes on, right? And this is because the baby is not aware, right? And if you're not earning 100,000 a month, you're just not aware. It doesn't mean you're right or wrong or good or bad or smart or not. You're just ignorant about earning money. Ignorance just means not knowing. It's not a bad term, right? So if it was impossible at one point for you to get dressed, I'm assuming everyone here has clothes on, right? I don't imagine you're all sitting around at this webinar with no clothes on, and you were able to learn how to put your clothes on, something that was impossible, then you can, if you choose to, learn how to get to 6 or 7 figures a month. You probably just haven't played around with the idea and made a decision to do that. So think about that. And guys, play along with me again here in the chat. I have another picture. What do you guys think this represents? Take a look at this little guy here. What does this look like to you guys? Messy, yeah, definitely messy. What else does this look like to you guys? Looks like the baby's having fun. Yeah, yeah, fun. A lot of people said fun. Struggle, yeah, maybe struggle. Learning, yeah. Well, guys, this is still you, right? If you're new in this business or not new, you're trying different things, right? You're trying things. Maybe you're having some success, maybe not. Maybe you're on social media, maybe you're on LinkedIn, maybe you're, doing text blitzing or learning different things. But I want to highlight some differences here. The one question that you always want to be able to answer every single day in network marketing or in life in general is, are you having fun? Are you having fun learning? Because if you're not having fun, it means you're in a low vibration. And if you're in a low vibration, nobody's buying what you're selling. They don't want to be around you because it doesn't feel good, right? I did an interview today with Les Brown, and he talked about being able to having commission breath. They can smell commission breath. You're trying to present to somebody. He's like, people got commission breath, right? Les is a funny dude. So think about this. You can't be needy. You can't be more interested in yourself than the people you're prospecting. And you also can't get upset if you're just in the trial and error mode. You got to have fun. It's about the journey, right? And if you're not having success, here's another thing. It's not your fault. You probably don't have the programs that are going to make you successful in network marketing or any other endeavor, right? Wealth building is a set of programs that's learned just like speaking and eating. And sooner or later, this baby will learn the program called eating, but it needs mentors. It needs systems and structure. It needs guidance, right? This is why we always need mentors. I've been working with Bob now for years. I've worked with Damon John. I'm going to be working with Grant Cardone. I've had a lot of mentors, and I've spent multiple six figures doing this stuff, and I enjoy it. And one of the things that Bob said at 86 years old, he said he's never seen anybody succeed at a high level anywhere, and he's taught millions of people over 60 years without mentors and a proven system, right? We need mentors to walk. Why do you think you wouldn't need a mentor to build wealth or to really succeed at a high level in the industry that you're in? All right, guys, but it's not your fault. You didn't choose the programming. You didn't choose any of this stuff. We're born in ignorance, and most people stay ignorant. They die ignorant, unfortunately, in this world and in this country. We're born ignorant, but the sad thing is people don't choose to seek out the knowledge, or they're not introduced to it, right? A lot of it's not false. We're just not introduced. We're in school and in high school and college, and we get a job, and then we have a family, and we get responsibilities, and most people coast, and they stay in a career that they moderately like or even hate, and they don't ever express at a high level. So we don't want that to happen, obviously. Most people here, if not all of you, are entrepreneurs. So I want to show you why this is, though. Why do 97% of people fail, and only 1% of the populations earn 96% of all the wealth, right? And wealth is not just money, by the way. Don't get the idea that, oh, Brian's just all about money. Wealth is the whole human condition. It's family, it's friends, it's finance is a piece of it. It's physical fitness, it's faith, right? It's the whole human experience. You can be financially broke and absolutely wealthy like Gandhi was, right? But I think most people here are at least a little curious on how to get to 6 or 7 figures a month, right? So here's what's wrong, right? We're born in ignorance, and we're taught to look at our results. We'll look at the report card. Oh, you're a C student. You're not a C student. That's what you were thinking 3 months ago when somebody was trying to educate you on something that didn't hold your attention, like geography, right? Try to teach a musician geography. They don't want to learn that. They're going to get a C, unless they're just, unless the parents are really cracking the whip on you got to get A's, A's, A's. But a report card is not a reflection of anything, right? But we're taught that it is. And this continues, right? We get a job, we get a review, we're looking at the reports, we're looking at the results. We're looking at the bank account. I don't like my bank account. It causes a low vibration, right? You're in network marketing. You're looking at your current results, and those results cause your thinking. And if you don't like your results, it's not going to be good thinking. It's called stinking thinking, right? And the thinking is what sets up vibrations, or what you guys would call feelings. And if somebody says, I feel sad or depressed, what they're telling me is I'm consciously aware that I'm in a low vibration. But if you're telling me you're happy or excited, right, what you're saying is I'm in a high vibration. There's a universal law of vibration, no different or very similar to the universal law of gravity or electricity or magnetism. And it says that everything in this universe is in motion. It's one of the primary laws of the universe. So feeling is vibration. Sadness is a low vibration. Happy, excited, high vibration. So if you're looking at your results and you don't like them, if you don't like your bank account, if you don't like your relationship, if you don't like your body, this is a self-fulfilling doom cycle. Because it produces, you're looking at results and it produces low vibrating feelings, which cause the body not to do much. You don't pick up the phone, you don't talk to people. If you do, your tonalities are off, there's no energy in your voice. You're not translating energy, and you're not having good results, right? So this is what I want you to do. And I want you to take a snapshot of this slide deck after we build it out here. The 1% of the population, this is how we think. I wake up every day with new thinking. 10 million a month, 10 million a month, 10 million a month. Excited, multiple businesses, all kinds of things, right? New thinking causes new feelings, new vibrations, high vibrations. I wake up in a high vibration. I'm in a constant state of faith and gratitude, which is the opposite of fear and doubt and worry. And either way, that's a choice, right? So high vibrations has to cause the body to move in a different manner, right? Different speech patterns, new vibrations, new tonalities, reaching out to 100 people a day instead of 1 or 2. Your success ratios go through the roof. And again, it doesn't matter what business you're in. This will work for anything, right? And these new actions have to cause new results. Guys, take a look at this and take a screenshot of this, because this is 90 degrees out of phase on how you're programmed, more than likely. This is a simple concept. I could teach this to a 5-year-old. Matter of fact, 5-year-olds already have this. They're daydreaming about being an astronaut, right? They see somebody like an Alex Morton or a Grant Cardone. I'm going to be a billionaire, mommy. Well, you probably don't want to think like that. Nobody in our family's ever done that. Why don't you, you're going to be going to college, and why don't you become an accountant like your dad? Why don't you get a little more grounded, right? So kids don't actually have this problem. We beat this out of them. We condition them through repetition. We strip away all the limitless thinking, and we impose limitations. And it's not your fault, by the way. It's not your parents' fault either. It's generational ignorance. All right, so guys, type a 7 in the chat if this is resonating. This is not rocket science. And if you take even a capful of this, you can change your results. You can 10x your results this year, and the year is half over. But here's the trick. Whether you think that is a true statement or not, you're correct. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are correct. So if you don't think you can 10x, you're not going to. I have a poster over there that says 100x this year, and I think I can, so I probably will. All right, guys, there's no such thing as big or small. Remember this. It's just, what do you want? All right, so I'm going to go a little deeper here. We're going to show you something called the mind map. And again, this could be used for anything in life: physical fitness, finance, relationships, dreaming, whatever it is you want. The fact of the matter is that you have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious mind, and you have a body. This is you. This is the mind map, right? And we're born into ignorance. And there's negative energy flow and positive energy flow. What I would say is negative thinking and positive thinking. And most people, and ask yourself your thinking today. Most people are programmed to be negative thinkers, right? Oh, the economy, the riots, the COVID, the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic's just an environmental stimulus. It just is what it is. It's not good or bad. It just is. And most of my businesses are booming in the result of the pandemic, right? Now, I'm not saying I love the pandemic. It just is what it is. It's not good or bad. It's just in the environment. And there's always something going on. I mean, they had the Great Depression, they had the World Wars, they had Vietnam. There's always something going on. And if you're getting pulled around by the environment, you're not in control of your life. What we teach people to do in the Mindset Masters is build their own economy. Multiple businesses, multiple revenue streams, multiple channels, so that no one thing can take you down at any one time. At one point, I had a $10 million a year construction company. Well, this year I shut it down. And I didn't skip a beat because I have half a dozen other revenue streams and channels, right? And network marketing is one of them, right? So guys, we're born in ignorance. And like I told you, most people remain in ignorance. And since we're born this way, we always have worry and doubt and negative thinking. And even when you started in your network marketing business, and there might be people on this webinar or people watching this that are taking a look at the industry for the first time, and they're ignorant about it. Wow, this is one of those pyramid schemes. Like, my brother did something like that. He's got a garage full of product. And what they were doing is they weren't talking to a professional, right? They weren't talking to a professional network marketer. They were talking to somebody that never studied it, never took it seriously, never had a weekly and a daily method of operation. And then they started to give the whole industry a bad name, right? Same thing happens in real estate, by the way. Real estate has a much higher failure rate than network marketing, but most people just aren't aware of that. The reason why network marketing has a stigma, although it's going away with the new generations, is because the low entry of cost, right? The low barrier to entry. For usually like $200 or less, you can start a business. Well, real estate, it's usually a $400 course and a license, usually costs a few thousand and time. And it's like a whole monumental career shift. But network marketing, anybody can start it anywhere in the world. So most people don't take it seriously. Now, that's not the industry's fault. That's the ignorance of the people. the industry itself is one of the biggest wealth generators on the planet, right? So think about this. We have worry and doubt. I was a mechanical engineer before I became a network marketer. And most of the people in that industry is, what are you going to do one of those things, you know, because they're analytical thinkers. And it can cause you to have worry and doubt in the conscious mind. And that worry and doubt in the conscious mind produces fear in the subconscious mind. Fear is an emotion. It's energy in motion. So your subconscious mind is the emotional mind, and your conscious mind is the thinking mind, or the intellectual mind, right? So here's what happens with fear. Everything is in a constant state of transmutation of energy, including you, right? It's like an acorn turning into an oak tree, and then the oak tree dying and going back into the earth. Everything is in a transmutation of energy. You moved into your body when you were born, you move out when you're done, but you are not going to disappear, right? So fear is always, or energy is always expressing to and through you. And the physical form of anxiety is just an expression of fear. So if anybody here has ever had anxiety, this is why. You're worrying and doubting something. You cannot get to anxiety without worry and doubt. So it's impossible, right? Everything starts as no thing, nothing, or thought energy. And that's what worrying is. It's thought energy. And then it sinks into the subconscious. It starts to become real. That's what an emotion is, energy in motion. And then the body has to express that. There's no choice here. You can't not express, right? So anxiety is a physical expression of worry and doubt. So if anybody here has anxiety, we can teach you to get rid of this almost overnight. You just become aware of what it is. I don't have anxiety. It wouldn't make sense for me to choose to have anxiety, right? But anxiety produces procrastination. Now, procrastination is when the body's not moving. And since we don't like the feeling of anxiety, it's like, oh, I got my new network marketing business. I'm all excited. The next day you got to pick up the phone. It's like, oh, my mom, what if she says no? What if my brother says no? What is my engineering buddy going to think? Like, ugh. And we just procrastinate. We turn the TV on and we watch other people become millionaires instead of pursuing our own dreams, right? So this is what procrastination is. And it comes from all this left side, right? Depression, that's a body not creating. This is somebody at a job that they hate for 40 years instead of making a decision to take control of their lives, right? So we're born to create. We're born in the image of God, and God is a creator. We're supposed to be creating from day one all the way to the end. Retirement is the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. It's like planning to die. What you want to do is figure out what you love and then do that forever, right? And that's what I've learned to do. Now, it took me 43 years to even figure this out. I wasn't in front of this information. I didn't know any of this stuff either. So I've been rowing the same boat of ignorance for 4 decades, you know, but now I became aware. So guys, from this webinar and through what we teach here in the Mindset Masters, you're going to gain some knowledge. You're going to have some study and understanding. You're going to learn that positive thinking is not just a pleasant thing to do. It's a transmutation of energy, right? And a lot of people think, you know, what am I supposed to just be a positive thinker? Well, if you understand this stuff, that's exactly the deal, right? You want to learn to control your thoughts so that you transmute energy into the things you want. All right. So this is what happens with study and understanding. Again, you have faith that you can put your clothes on because you learned that at one point, right? And faith produces well-being and calmness, puts a body in motion, what we call acceleration. And a body in acceleration is taking action, and it feels good to take action. And when we're taking action, you can't be depressed if you're taking action, right? You can't be worrying about your network marketing company if you're reaching out to 100 people a day. It's impossible to do both. So just put yourself in action. When all else fails, move the body, and you'll watch things happen right in front of your eyes. All right, guys? So I know this is like drinking from a fire hose, but again, this is recorded. We're going to get it out to anybody that registered. And I want you to play along with me again, guys. Type in the chat. Take a look at this picture, and I really want you to look at this. What does this picture represent to you guys? Take a look at this picture, and what does it look like this guy's doing, or what does this represent to you guys? What is this a picture of? Thinking? I don't know if it's thinking. If you look at his brain, chaos, overwhelmed, absolutely overwhelmed. Battlefield of the mind. I like that. Overthinking, chaos, definitely. Chaos, a lot of chaos, right? Timon, is that somebody's name? Stress, yeah, probably, right? Stress, doubt, there we go, right? This is a picture I found. This represents fear, doubt, worry. Now, a lot of you are sitting down in front of prospects. You might not be making this face, but this is what your mind is looking like. I've been at this for a year. I don't have a big team. What if it's going to work? Everybody else, oh my God, people are outranking me. I haven't made a sale in a month. People do this in real estate too. I haven't made a sale in a month. And then they get that commission breath, right? People can smell that fear. That's not just a cute phrase, by the way, smelling fear. It's actually intuition. You can feel fear, right? The intuitive factors, or the sixth sense, that's not just a myth. You have a bundle of nerves at the base of your spine that senses vibration. We can sense low vibration. We can sense fear. And you won't know why you're feeling a certain way. It just won't feel right. It'll feel off about being around this person. And then you'll see a very charismatic person, right? You'll see somebody, a seven-figure a month earner at age 29, or you'll see a Grant Cardone. And what does this picture represent to you guys? Take a look at this picture. And what does this represent to you guys? Mostly, I don't know if you know Grant Cardone, but he's a self-made billionaire. And my buddy Alex here is a self-made multimillionaire, 7 figures a month. What is this? Freedom. Freedom's a good one. What else does this look like? Authority? Yeah, probably, huh? Joy, happiness. I would think so, right? You would think they'd be happy with everything going on. But I can tell you one thing. This is absolutely what faith looks like. See, guys, people like us, we don't wonder if things are going to work. I don't spend any time wondering if my network marketing company is going to work or not. And I don't spend any time wondering about what you guys think about me either. That would be a waste of my time. Now, I hope you like me, but I don't need you to like me. And this is the attitude of mind you got to have. You got to have thick skin and a bulletproof attitude. You can't be wondering about what people are thinking of you and succeed in network marketing. And quite honestly, you really probably can't succeed of much of anything if you're wondering what people are thinking about you. Faith is knowing. I don't wonder about my software company selling for $21 billion. I know it's going to. It's faith. Faith is the thing that you hold on to between the decision in the conscious mind and the actual physical expression of the thing. And I'm going to say that again. If you decide that you want to get to 6 figures a month right here and right now, then faith is the frequency of mind. It's the high vibration that you need to hold on to until the 100K actually shows up. Once you get to 100,000 a month, you no longer need faith. You're there. And then you got to set some new goals. That makes sense, guys? Now, you're either going to be holding on to fear or faith. Every single one of you watching this, whether it's live or on the replay, you're either in a state of fear right now or faith. And there's no such thing as in the middle. You might be slightly on fear or slightly into faith, but there's no such thing as neutral here. I want you to really take this in. I'm not making this up. It's not my opinion. This is physics and physiology and vibration. You're either living your life in a state of fear or faith right now. And some things are both. Some of you might have faith physically and know how to work out and be in good shape, but fear financially. Or you might have faith financially, but fear relationships. But there's certain parts of your life, I guarantee you're living in fear. But that's an illusion, and that can go away overnight. You just got to study a little bit. All right, guys? So faith is the deal. And faith is not just a religious term, although it can be. It's actually a physiology, a frequency, right? Love is a frequency. It's not something you fall in and out of. It's something you become aware of. It's the same thing with faith. And I was not really aware of what faith was, but I was what you call an unconscious competent. I've always kind of looked for, it is what it is. If I had something happen, I've had a couple of divorces, it is what it is. I don't curl up in a ball. And some people think that's cold, but it's just being aware. There's only 2 choices, right? Curl up in a ball and get depressed or sad, or move on, move forward in a spirit of faith, right? In a high vibration. So same thing with businesses, right? I've had some businesses fail, which is why I've had so many succeed, right? Those are lessons. Those are learning points. It's not good or bad. It just is. All right, guys. So I know that's a mouthful. I know it's like drinking from a fire hose. Type a 1 in the chat if this is resonating. I'm going to grab a quick drink if you want to do the same thing. And we're going to get into some network marketing mechanics, some things that can absolutely change your network marketing career. I got to love that water. A lot of 1s. Awesome, awesome. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully you're getting some value out of this. All right, so we're going to talk about daily methods of operation in network marketing. And I teach business all over the world in all different industries. It wouldn't matter if it was real estate or starting up a company as a CEO or network marketing. It's all the same stuff. You need to have methods of operation. I'm going to ask you something right now. When you look at your calendar, what are your hours of operation in your network marketing business? And I know that's a hard-hitting question because most of you are saying, what's a calendar? Or what do you mean? What are my hours? I do it when it's, I do it when I can in between. I do it when it's convenient. Then you find out it's never convenient, is it? You absolutely must have hours of operation on a calendar in network marketing if you plan on succeeding. If you plan on succeeding, right? Now, I know some people that succeed at a high level because they're full-time network marketers, and they might not have it on their calendar. They're just full-time. That's their deal, right? But throw in real estate, throw in another company, throw in 3 or 4 other revenue streams and watch what happens, right? I've seen people earn 7 figures in network marketing, and that's great, but they don't really get the bigger picture about building a bulletproof economy and running multiple companies, multiple streams. What if that company crashes? People get used to 7 figures and then it's gone overnight. It can be tough, right? So daily methods of operation. I'm going to give you some. Number one, I told you this is not rocket science. There's like 3 things you need to do to be successful in network marketing. Number one, study for your mind. We have the Mindset Masters. If this stuff is resonating with you, you can ask the person who brought you to this about the Mindset Masters. But we study what I'm talking about here, your mind. Study in your industry, right? Study your craft. Whatever your network marketing company is, study in the industry. And I'm going to give you some examples here. And then take daily measurable action. Most of you are not taking daily measurable action. I noticed my good friend Kathy McGee's on there. She reaches out to 70 people a day, every single day, part-time in network marketing. 25 in the morning, 25 at lunch, 25 at night. And she's been doing that now for a while, and she's at the top rank of multiple companies, or moving up very quickly. So I want you to think about that. What is your daily measurable action? Measurable means you're measuring it too, by the way. All right, guys. So again, when it comes to the mindset, if this is resonating, get with the person who brought you. You can ask about Mindset Masters. It's 67 cents a day, and we teach this stuff live every day. This is something you can do for mindset. Or read Think and Grow Rich. Read some books. I mean, generally speaking, you're going to need some kind of a live mentor, whether it's me or Bob or whoever you resonate with. It doesn't have to be me, right? In network marketing, I happen to like Eric Worre. He's a friend of mine, and he teaches the mechanics, right? So you need to study in your mind, but you need to study in your industry. Networkmarketingpro.com, you can learn to be a professional network marketer. And Eric Worre teaches old school, new school. He's the most, if you don't know who he is, he's the most successful network marketing coach in the world right now. And I think Eric's company is earning a little bit over $1 million a day. So he's doing some things right. And he earned millions as a distributor too. Another friend of mine, Ray Higdon, I interviewed him this week in the Mindset Masters, him and his wife, Jess. Rank Makers, brilliant program. Again, $19 a month, similar to what we're doing here in Mindset Masters. And Ray made millions in network marketing, and his wife, Jess, from cold market only. No warm market. Ray was bankrupt, broke. He was $1 million in debt. He burned his entire warm market in real estate. He literally built a 7-figure business online, and by doing a few things. So Rank Makers is another thing. So between these 2 guys, there's your mechanics. There's the how-to of network marketing, whether it's social media, cold market, warm market, LinkedIn, Facebook, doesn't matter. Between those 2, you should be studying something every single day in the mechanics of network marketing. Just like when I studied to be an engineer, or if somebody studies to be a brain surgeon, you need the mechanics. And then the last thing is the daily measurable action. Again, probably the thing you're not doing too well at, if we're being honest, right? People say, I've been in network marketing for 4 years. No, you've been signed up for 4 years. You haven't been taking action for 4 years. If you were, you'd probably be making 7 figures. I don't know anybody in network marketing that's been taking consistent action for 4 years that's not earning at least 6 figures a year. I haven't met one yet, even if their company's folded and they started a new one, right? My friend Jordan Adler, we'll be interviewing him this week. He's made, I think, over 40 million in network marketing, but he didn't earn for the first 10 years. The companies, he kept bouncing around from company to company. A bunch of them folded. And it's a really good story on persistence, because he finally found one that resonated, and then the rest is history. Multiple millions, right? I think I'm almost positive it's around 40 million he's earned. And we're going to be interviewing him this week in the Mindset Masters, or maybe next week. We got like 30 interviews in the month of July, called the Month of Mastery, right? So take daily measurable action. I'm going to skip some of these. Prospecting. This is really the only thing. How many people a day? How many people a day are you asking? Are you open to taking a look at my business model? If not, no big deal. That's the only question you ever have to answer. And if the answer is 1 or 2, that's not part-time. That's not it, right? You got to put up some numbers, and you want to fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process, not the result. I think this is the biggest thing and why people fail in network marketing or anything really, is because they're connected to the results instead of the process. If you fall in love with the process, like my friend Kathy, If she gets to 70 people a day, guess what? She won the day. I hit my goal. Every day she's hitting her goal. How do you think she feels? It doesn't even matter who signs up. Now, if you're reaching out to 70 people a day, it's impossible not to succeed at that rate, right? Think about that. But even if you're reaching out to 10 people a day, and any one of you can reach out to 10 people a day, I don't care what you're doing, what the deal is. I have multiple companies. Network marketing is like the 5th thing I do. So there's no excuses on family, time, baby, none of that stuff, right? 10 people a day is completely doable. And over 365 days, that's 3,600 people, right? So think about that. You can't not be successful with those kind of numbers. Very, very basic stuff. All right, guys, let's talk about some more things. Surrendering to the process, what I was talking about there. Weekly method of operation, right? Make sure you're attending some sort of a weekly business presentation. You guys all have them, whatever industry you're in, whether it's a live presentation or more than likely it's a webinar. You got to be plugging into this stuff. I have a 5-hour-a-week business model that I teach. It's an hour on Tuesday nights in a presentation. It's an hour on Saturday mornings prospecting in a group, right? We'll have over 100 people on, and we send out 50 invites. So, 5 to 10,000 invites in 1 hour go out in my company, right? In my team every Saturday. And we're booking 3 to 5 appointments a week, right? So have a weekly method of operation. What I just described is 4.5-hour-a-week business model, and anyone can do that. Weekly prospecting, right? You got to have weekly methods of operation on this stuff. And then promotions. You got to be promoting your product. You got to be promoting your brand. You got to be promoting the events. You got to promote those. Don't just show up for the prospecting meetings and the trainings. You got to promote them to your team and to other people. And if you're not showing up, your team's not going to. Even you, I know some of you guys are veterans out there, right? Don't ever get caught in the trap of not showing up. You'll watch your entire company dissolve. The speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack, right? Think about that. So you got to stay plugged into this stuff, even if it's just 1 or 2 hours a week. All right, guys, I'm going to give you some paradigm shifting tools here. And again, because this is a free webinar, some of you might not value this. I teach this to people that pay me $10,000 a month for one-on-one coaching. The things I'm giving you here, I actually teach inside of corporations. But because this is free tonight, you might not take it seriously. Don't make that mistake. I have a lot of friends in network marketing. A lot of them are on here. And my good friend Whitney asked me if I would do this. So we're doing this as a give back webinar, but pay attention to some of these tools that we're giving you. And you've probably heard of them before too. And you probably maybe snuffed your nose at them, right? Goal cards, vision boards. A lot of people think vision boards are, ethereal or smoking rainbows and things of that nature, right? But vision boards, I'm going to prove to you why they're important. And then a life script. A life script is another thing that a lot of people don't do, even though I tell them it's the most important thing we teach. A life script is where you create the script of your own life as if it's already happened, and you record it and you listen to it every morning, right? What you're doing is actually brainwashing yourself. But let's talk about goal cards for a minute, right? There's 1% of the population earning 96% of all the wealth. Here's another fact. 1% of the population has written goals. Let that one sink in. Some people have a goal in their mind, but it's not written. 3% of people have a goal. 1% writes them down. 1% earns all the money in the world. Guys, you have to have a goal card. Don't neglect doing this. It's just a short paragraph. Like my goal card right now, one of them, I have a few of them. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning in excess of $10 million a month from multiple revenue streams by 2021 in a calm, confident manner. Now, why can I repeat that to you like that? It's like asking me my name. It's because I've repeated it over and over and over and over again until it becomes a subconscious program, and it's in my subconscious mind. So now my body, this thing, this instrument, has to do things like creating software companies and clothing companies and being the number 2 earner in my network marketing company. It has to express. There's no choice there. I have the programs wired in. Make sense? All right, so it's a short paragraph on a goal card, usually carried in your pocket. You have to have it with you at all times. Have it in your pocket, put it in your purse, ladies. Make multiple ones that say the same thing. Put it on your fridge. I mean, I have something on my phone right here, which is the icon of the image of my software company, Contact Ninjas, right? So I see this stuff. It's all around me. I have a vision book right over here with my software company and my goals. Read it in the morning, 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night. And again, probably most of you won't do this. But look at the numbers, right? 97% of the people don't succeed. But the people that succeed at the highest levels, they do this stuff. You're conditioning your mind, right? And less than 1% of the population has written goals. So don't be in the category of the 99%. Matter of fact, if you want to be in the 1%, you can do it right here and right now by writing your goal on an index card and putting it in your pocket. That puts you in the 1% instantly. All right, guys? So vision boards, let's chat about vision boards. A vision board is the result of the goal achieved. Your vision board doesn't have your goals on it. Your goal is in your goal card. Your vision board has pictures. Your vision board has pictures. And I'll give you an example. I have my vision book. It's right here on my desk. And I'm going to be moving to Florida this winter, right? And I have a vision of a couple of things. And this is just open on my desk. And there's probably 30 pictures in here. And again, here's my software company right next to Facebook and WhatsApp with $21 billion. Now, who would take the time to do such a thing? I don't know, probably the 1%. So think about this, guys, right? Your vision board is pictures of things of the goal achieved. Why do you want to get to 100,000 a month? What would you be doing with it? Would you have a charity? Would you have multiple homes? What would your family look like? What would the vacations look like? A picture's worth 1,000 words. That's not just a cute statement. It's the actual reality of it. When you look at a picture, it reinforces the goal into the subconscious mind. And we think in pictures. I want you to think about this. Right? Back in the Stone Age, they found all these drawings on cave walls of the big hunt, right? And I want you to realize that what these primitive beings were doing, they weren't drawing pictures of something that happened, right? They didn't go out and hunt and then draw a picture. They were drawing pictures of what they wanted to call into existence through the law of vibration and attraction. Attraction responds to vibration, right? When they set up the image, they literally moved nothing into something. And I know that might be drifting over your head a little bit here, but the reality is they were drawing pictures of what they wanted, not what already happened. Does that make sense, guys? Type of 1 in the chat if that happens, because we were talking in pictures before we were talking in language, right? So think about this, vision boards. Here's one of my 4-foot by 8-foot vision boards. And right here on this vision board is a lake house, a multi-million-dollar lake house. And it's also up here, right? You can see, and this was 2 years ago, this picture. I'm now living in this lake house, this very picture that I put on the board, and the house was never for sale. The house was never, ever for sale. Think about this. 2 years ago, right? Here's my vision board. So guys, we think in pictures, and I don't just talk about this stuff, I live it and breathe it. And then the life scripts. Single-handedly, the most important idea you're gonna get out of this entire webinar is writing out a life script. Take the time to write out, how does it look? How does it feel? Where you're living? What are you doing? Are you giving back? All of it, mentally, spiritually, physically, the whole 9 yards, right? My life script is 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And I re-record it once a month, and I'm always adding affirmations in there. One of the ones I could give to you guys for health is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm living in a perfectly healthy body as intended by God and nature. Dis-ease is not normal. We're not meant to be in dis-ease, right? If you're in dis-ease, it means your environment, your body's telling you something's wrong with your environment. Might be the water, might be the food, might be the power lines, might be your mental state of mind. That's environment. But dis-ease is an expression of your body telling you something's wrong. And that's all it is. And I've known people that have reversed cancer by just changing all their environment, including their mental state of mind. They change their food, they change where they live, they change everything. They quit their jobs, and they just get onto a holistic way of living. And because they're changing everything in their environment, they end up beating the cancer. And that's the thing. Something like cancer, you won't know what it is. You won't know. You probably won't know what it is in your environment. Like I said, it might be the food, the water, the power lines, so many things. And so in a case like that is drastic, you end up having to change your entire environment, right? But your life script is the state of mind of the feeling of the wish fulfills. It's the written and spoken story of your life as if it's already happened. You're brainwashing yourself. This is what's going on. You're actually brainwashing yourself, but you don't realize this. You're already brainwashed. When you were born, you were brainwashed into other people's ideas of what was acceptable, what was right, what was possible. We didn't have a choice about going to school. That was, you go to school, you get brainwashed. It's other people's ideas and other people's agenda. So for the first time in your life, if you join us in the Mindset Masters, you'll be in control of your own brainwashing, and we'll show you exactly how to do it. It's called the actor's technique. If anybody here remembers the movie Batman with Heath Ledger, it's the last movie he ever did. He committed suicide after this on a drug overdose, and he became the Joker. He was brilliant acting. He read that script, that life script, over and over and over again, and he lived and breathed the character, even offset. Even when he wasn't shooting, he stayed in character. He became the Joker. This is what a life script is. It's called the actor's technique. Does this make sense, guys? Type a 7 in the chat if this is making sense, because you can do this with your income, your physical fitness. You can rewire your own operating system by the spaced repetition of content over time. All right, guys? And hopefully you're picking up some nuggets here. So, guys, I want you to play along with me here. Here's a picture of a tribe doing a rain dance. And all throughout recorded history, there's been centuries and centuries of different tribes in different parts of the world doing rain dances, and most of the times it's only been coincidence, right? But there was one tribe in all of history in the world, this tribe was recorded that every single time they did a rain dance, it rained. And Lucretia is already getting ahead of me here. Why do you think they did this, guys? Why this one tribe? Why did it rain every time they did a rain dance? What do you think the difference was? No other tribe in history, but this one tribe, every single time they did a rain dance. Why do you guys think this is? Lucretia says belief. What do you guys think? This is absolutely key in network marketing, by the way. Right? The reason why this tribe got it to rain is because, not faith, they danced until it rained. They danced until it rained. 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, they danced until it rained. You guys see the deal? Entrepreneurs, we don't have a time limit. We don't quit unless we die. And even then we try to figure it out. Think about that. When I get into network marketing, there's only one decision, 7 figures a year. Now my goal is 7 figures a month, right? But there was no, I never thought about quitting. I know almost everybody that I know in network marketing has at one time or another thought about quitting. I've never thought about quitting. That doesn't make sense to me, right? I made a decision and I will move forward with faith, persistence, all the things you guys are saying in action. And I don't say that to impress you. I'm just trying to get you to have a paradigm shift here. You need to stop wondering if this is going to work and go make it work. Does that make sense? Most people are wondering, does this thing work? Guys, it's a $200 billion industry. You don't have to wonder if it's going to work. You just need to wonder if you're working. All right, guys. So again, wealth is 95% mindset and 5% what you do. And there's all kinds of people all over the world. It's going to have to start with a decision, whether you're in the stock market, whether you're in real estate. It's decision, decision, decision. If you're in network marketing, it's going to be decision. You have to make a decision what you want. You have to decide to train in your mind. You have to decide to train in your craft. You have to decide to take daily method of operation, right? And I want you to imagine for the first time in your life that you make a decision to get to 6 figures a month or whatever it is. Maybe it's 5 figures for you. There is no such thing as big or small. It's just whatever you want. And I want you to imagine you join us in the Mindset Masters. And I want you to imagine that you're studying with Eric Worre and Ray Higdon. I want you to imagine that you're taking daily measurable action. Where does your life go in 6 months? Where does your life go in 24 months? Where is your life in 3 years, 5 years? I want you to imagine all these things because it's the imagination that you need to hold on to. It's the goals. You need to have a reason. Some people call it a why that'll make you cry, but you don't need to cry about it. You just need to imagine. You just need to have that, hold that faith, hold that high vibration. When you're in a high vibration, it feels good to be around you. When it feels good to be around you, people are buying whatever it is you're selling. Does this make sense? They're not buying your company. They're buying you. They're buying the dream. They're buying the culture. Think about this, guys, right? You need to, sales is a human-to-human thing. And if you understand even a capful of this, you'll have an order of magnitude more results. So the definition of insanity, guys, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do tonight differently to cause different results, right? And again, if you're interested in working with us in the Mindset Masters, get with the person who brought you. They probably have a link or something. You can look us up online on Facebook. That's my time here tonight. Hopefully you got some value. Type a 1 in the chat if you got some value out of this. This is, like I said, we're doing this for free. This is a give back webinar for the industry. Doesn't really matter what company with. If you're seeing this, we gave you some things. We gave you some nuggets. You can share this with your team. You can play this as a training. You can show them the daily method of operation. You can show them the weekly method of operation, the mindset. Stop worrying if it's going to work and start having faith and go to work. There's some very key, simple concepts here that you guys could use, and we'll get you guys the replay. You could play it in front of your team in repetition once a month and watch what happens to your team. Watch what happens to your business. So guys, that's my time here tonight. Hopefully you got some value. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the Mindset Masters. Be well, have a great night, and God bless. We'll see you soon.